My name is JD Reforma. I'm based in Sydney on Gadigal land. I'm coming to you from my City of Sydney apartment on William Street in Darlinghurst. And if it gets a little bit loud and siren-y, let me know. I was thinking about this question. I think about this question all the time, actually, because I can never really answer it, no matter how many times I get asked it. But I suppose it always makes me ick a bit, but I guess I'm more of a conceptually driven artist. The meaning I'm often trying to find or convey in my work is based in race and class. And this is where sort of images and ideas around the diaspora sort of emerge. The Asian Australian diaspora or the Filipino Australian diaspora. It kind of straddles these two interests of race and class. It changed it. I think it changed it positively. I think the way that I have worked in the past has been to kind of, whatever loose end was from that exhibitional work, I kind of draw into the next and tie it up there, and then leave another loose end. And I think each sort of exhibition or work sort of iterates on something unresolved in the last. And that obviously wasn't possible because I think a lot of the exhibitions that I had sort of committed to and would have sort of iterated that approach were no longer there. And then that coupled with this sort of other parallel aspect of my practice, which is a very sort of social media, digital materiality, I think was just very appealing to certain curators or institutions who had kind of pivoted into this kind of digital-driven delivery. I applied because I wanted to be a part of those artists' practices, that sort of history of representation across different artist practices who I admired so much over the past few years. Yeah, really that. Every art boy in the mid-2000s, really inspired by Matthew Barney. I think just because of the sort of, because of his imagination, which I've always found completely in awe of, and the sort of multivalence of his practice. It's across sculpture and film and performance. He has such a specific and really cinematic kind of approach to his materials, which is across sculpture and costume and makeup, and it's so camp and generous. And yeah, I suppose Matthew Barney was probably a big influence. I had been kind of oscillating between two ideas, and both were kind of based in sort of portraiture, I guess. A sort of expanded notion of portraiture, whether it was through video or installation or even sculpture. And the two portraits that I was kind of oscillating between were one of my mum and one of my aunt and godmother. And recent events, I think, have sort of pushed me down the road of doing a portrait of my aunt and my godmother. Her name is Eliza. Eliza de Guzman is my aunt and my godmother, but her nickname and what I've always known her as is Butch. And that is a kind of a central conceptual core to this work, which I think is informing the visual the aesthetic, the material, and this sort of emotional undercurrent of the work. I wish people had a better sense of humor. Yeah. Wish people didn't take themselves so seriously. I guess. Yeah, maybe that.